You might think that I'm just imitating war fighting. I got war fighters on the brain. No, I'm just talking about steely-eyed combat vet Pete Hegseth. And it's not the sound of a bomb falling, it's the sound of his approval ratings plummeting like a bomb. I amuse myself sometimes. Sometimes it just comes to me. Oh, it's brilliant. It's not brilliant. Harry Enten from CNN, he's their stats nerd. He's their poll analyzer. And he just showed some radical numbers of just how underwater and in danger Pete Hegseth is relative to his approval numbers, relative to what people see as his failure in this Signalgate 2.0. Look, the American people are fundamentally, I think, forgiving people. When you fuck up as big as Pete has the first time, people are willing, I think, to extend a little grace. You do it twice, and neither time you accept responsibility for the thing you've clearly done that's wrong. I think people lack patience. They lose patience for these moments. And I'm going to play this clip, but I want you to keep in mind that I think he's not long for the world. I know it's an outside chance that he's going to be booted by Donald Trump, but there's an easy way for him to move out from the limelight and do so with some grace. I'll use the word again, with a little humility, with a little bit of saving face. And all he has to say is, look, although I've done nothing wrong, I've become a distraction for the president of the United States and his agenda, and I want to step out of the way so he can get to the important work of the American people. It'll be something like that when it happens. And I think it's not maybe probable that it's going to happen at this point, but it's certainly possible that it's going to happen. And it's going to be because of polls when it does, because Donald Trump, if he pays attention to anything, it's McDonald's, Kentucky Fried Chicken, Pizza Hut, and polling. Those things are the linchpin of Donald Trump's attention. So watch this little ditty from Harry Enten on CNN talking about Pete Hegseth and his the treachery he now finds himself in.
I mean, look, Pete Hegseth is a problem for Donald Trump. And the way we can see this pretty clearly is, you sort of set the baseline level that you'd expect in terms of popularity in the Trump administration. That's Trump himself. He's at minus 5 points on net favorability. Not so hot, but not terrible. Look at where Pete Hegseth is. Way underwater at minus 14 percentage points, nearly 10 points below where Donald Trump is. If Trump is par, Pete Hegseth is way off the reservation at this particular point. So much more unpopular than you would expect of the average cabinet member. And indeed, Pete Hegseth at this particular point is the least liked cabinet member in Donald Trump's administration. In fact, he is the least liked Secretary of Defense. You have to go all the way back to Donald Rumsfeld back at the end of the Bush administration to find a Secretary of Defense who is less liked than Pete Hegseth is currently.
I mean, this is the person over the most powerful military in the world. That is saying a lot. It's almost 3 times more unpopular than Donald Trump at this point. So what is it that people think of Pete Hegseth after all of this has come out?
Yeah, I mean, look, should you be using, Signal essentially to be discussing military plans? And this, I think, sort of gives the game away. Using Signal to discuss military plans is not appropriate. You rarely find 3/4 of Americans agreeing on anything, but they agree on this, that using Signal to discuss military plans is a big no-no. How about among Republicans? Even there you get a majority of Republicans agreeing that using Signal to discuss military plans is not appropriate. The bottom line is that Pete Hegseth is a headache for Donald Trump, a headache that personally I don't think he needs, because Donald Trump is not involved in this, and yet he's getting brought up because it's a member of his administration. He is a headache, and he is potentially dragging Donald Trump down.
Let's look at sort of what the chances are that he may not be able to keep his job. Now, right now, we're getting new reporting saying that Trump has started checking around, making phone calls, talking about him. But so far, publicly, he's been behind Hegseth all the way. What are the chances that changes?
Yeah, okay, so let's take a look. What's the chance that Hegseth is out before July as Secretary of Defense per the betting markets? On Monday, it was just 7%. Now look where we're at.
Dang.
We're at 30%, a massive increase. So look, chances are Pete Hegseth will still be around come July, but the chance that he isn't has gone way up, and now there's a real question. That's why Donald Trump is sort of checking around. We'll just have to wait and see, and we're heading more towards that 50-50 mark that maybe Pete Hegseth's time at the Pentagon is winding down. The number of Scaramucci's is... We'll see.
We'll see. And Scaramucci, I'm certainly is listening to this, looking at his watch as well. Hig, thank you so much, Harry Enten.
The least popular cabinet member, and even less popular than Donald Trump, even more unpopular than Donald Trump. 76% of Americans say, nope, not good. You can't be sharing war secrets, top secret, highly sensitive, highly classified information with your wifey, with your brother, and with journalists on the Signal thread as well. You can't do it. 76%. And 56%, was that the number? 56% of Republicans even say, oh, no good, bro. No good. But Donald Trump, because Donald Trump always is right. Donald Trump was right about everything, those stupid hats. Was he? Was he? Because that would mean even his cabinet picks, he was right. And we know from the first term, he fired a whole bunch of them. A bunch of them quit, calling him a fucking moron in the way of Rex Tillerson. But here we are with another absolute fucking moron in Pete Hegseth. And the American people have largely said that they don't want him there. Even Republicans now are saying, no good. You can't jeopardize national security to share top secret war plans with your wife. Good to know that people are waking up. What do you think about this? I'd love to know. You can leave a comment below. That'll help the algorithm to share this content. It'll push this content into the view of clickability for new subscribers, possibly, certainly new viewers, and that would be great. If you're not subscribed and you watch my videos, please subscribe. If you want to sound off about this, click below. Wow, you know when you have one of the things where you all of a sudden have to swallow? That's what happened. You can comment below. You can also call the voicemail line, 714-576-4054. And of course, as always, you can email me daily at dollemore.com. You know, if this was a scripted show, there'd be a whole lot less of the sniffs and the itches and the getting shit in my eye when I'm trying to talk. But, you know, it's extemporaneous around here. That's what we do. Please consider supporting this extemporaneous work. You can click the join button below, become a channel member for $2 a month, or you can go to my Patreon page, which I would very much love for you to visit, patreon.com/IDoubtIt podcast. You can also go to Dollemore.com, check out the whole new set of designs and merch and t-shirts and totes and stickers and mugs, all that stuff. Every purchase goes a long way to help support this work in independent media, which I think we can all agree is very important at this juncture in our history. Follow me on social media. I'm at Dollemore, and I'll see you next time. Be genuine. Take care of one another.